So it's official, I am challenging you to make $10,000 in the next 30 days only. Let's be honest, by now you've probably watched dozens of how to make money online videos, but you still haven't gotten started. So by the end of this video, you will have a clear step-by-step roadmap to follow. That way you can start taking action and build a business that will consistently make you $10,000 per month. But since it's probably the first time you and I meet, why should you even listen to me? My name is Fred, and I went from struggling financially over 5 years ago to making upwards of $1,000 per day in profit with my own consulting business in my early 20s. It allows me to travel, it allows me to experience freedom and abundance like I never have before. And on this channel I share practical step-by-step advice. I'm not holding anything back to help ambitious individuals like you to build a profitable business. So the first step to making $10,000 in 30 days is to set a very clear goal. Because if your goal is very vague, it's not clear, you will not be able to come up with a plan. And following your plan ruthlessly every single day is what you need in order to build a profitable business. And a lack of planning, it's the same reason why most people, they fail their New Year's resolutions, because they have wishes, not goals. If you say, I want to make more money, it's a wish, it's not a goal. Everybody wants to make more money. If you say, I want to get in shape, I want to lose some weight, it's not a goal. Everybody wants to be in better shape. Everybody wants to look better. Even extremely lean and fit people, they would like to lose a few extra pounds. So wanting these things is not what makes you special. Having a clear plan, a clear objective, and ruthlessly executing on that strategy day after day until you get what you want, that is what makes you special, because 99% of people do not even take action or give up halfway there. And you have to understand that your subconscious mind is a goal-seeking mechanism. So it's kind of like a GPS. However, you could have the best GPS in the world, but if you don't even give it a destination, a target to aim for, you'll go nowhere. And that's why setting a clear goal is literally step number one. So don't just set the goal of making $10,000 per month just because it's a cool number. Ask yourself, why do you want to make $10,000 per month specifically? Why not less? Why not more? And if you were financially free right now and you were making $10,000 per month, how would it change your life? How would it change the lives of the people that you love as well? Because if you made $10,000 per month right now, chances are your life would be pretty damn different. And I speak to a lot of people on a weekly basis, and I've spoken to hundreds of ambitious people who wanted to start their own business so they could be financially free, have time, financial and location freedom. And sometimes people don't even know what they really want. Like they have a goal, they want to make 5K, 10K per month, 20K per month, but they don't even really know why, like what it would allow them to do, what they would do if they had all that money in their bank account. Just picture right now having $10,000 in your bank account. What would you do with that money? Like really take the time to think about it. And the reason why I'm telling you this is because $10,000 on its own, it's plain, it's boring, because it's just numbers on a screen in a bank account, and that's not motivating. So when I wake up in the morning, I don't think, oh, I want to make $1 million or whatever. I think about the kind of life I'm building for myself and for the people I love. I think about providing for my family, building a legacy, building great products that won't change an industry. So the money that you make, it's just a tool to get what you want. And that's why instead of just focusing on the money directly, we want to focus on what's behind it, what it would allow you to do, to accomplish. To give you my personal example, I grew up in a lower middle class family, and so life for us was very difficult back then. Every day, my parents would complain about the price of food, of heating, of electricity. Whenever my younger sister and I wanted to purchase something, we'd often be told we simply couldn't afford it, so it would close off all possibilities. But at the same time at school, I could see rich kids going about their lives and they were having an amazing time. They were going on fancy vacations. During the summer, I could see them posting like on Snapchat their stories, and we were forced to stay stuck in our tiny rooms all summer with nothing to do because we couldn't afford to go explore another country. And so from a very young age, I became very quickly aware of the fact that in this world, you need a lot of money if you want to live an incredible life. But I also knew money wasn't everything. To give you an example, I could have become a lawyer, a banker, even a doctor. I could have become an accountant. But the reason why I always knew I would never go to university, and I was very clear about it with my parents from the very beginning, it was because it would not allow me to reach my goals. I wanted to be free, to travel anytime I want, to make a lot of money, and to love what I do. If I had gotten a job, I couldn't have been able to travel whenever I wanted or to pick my own hours, even though maybe I could have made 6 figures per year in my 30s or 40s with some kind of high-paying job, if I worked hard enough and if I slowly climbed the company ladder for literally decades. But I didn't want to keep putting off enjoying my life, because the most beautiful years of your life, it's your 20s. I mean, if I give you a choice right now, you can be a millionaire at 70 or a millionaire at 20 or 25. Which one are you going to pick? Who in their right mind would pick, oh no, you know what, I'd rather be a millionaire when I'm 70? It makes no sense, because your youth, especially your 20s, it's the best part of your life. Now is meant to enjoy and to build something big, especially before you have crazy responsibilities like having to take care of a family. So now that you're crystal clear on exactly what you want and why you want it, you need to pick the right vehicle. And by vehicle, I'm not talking about what kind of car you want to drive, obviously. I'm talking about the business opportunity you are going to use to generate money. Because what you have to realize, and a lot of beginners unfortunately make this mistake, is that not every business opportunity is equal. To give you an example, back in 2019-2020, with one of my friends, we were both pretty broke. I was a high school student. At the time, he was working a part-time job. And so what we decided to do was to start a dropshipping business. So we found a winning product, which is basically a cool, a trendy product. Think about fidget spinners or rose bears or some kind of lamp with a cool design. So it's typically products that are based on a trend. So we found our so-called winning product by spying on the competition's top performing ads. So we decided to sell a flat squeeze mop for $50. And at the time, it wasn't a very popular item. So I built a Shopify store around it, I created some Facebook ads, and I launched our ad. And only 30 minutes later, when I went back to my room, I saw on my phone dozens of WhatsApp notifications from my friend because we had gotten a sale. Somebody literally bought a flat squeeze mop from us after seeing one of our ads, and they spent $50. So it opened up my mind to a new possibility, which was the possibility of actually making money online. Because to be completely transparent with you, before I had my first online sale, I would see other successful guys online making lots of money, and I knew it was possible. I knew I could do it, but at the same time, I still had some doubts. I had a part of me which believed it was too good to be true. But when I made my first sale, even though it was just $50, it was nothing, and most of it wasn't even profit, and we lost money in the end. We didn't make a single profit. It still showed me a complete stranger bought my product because they found it valuable. It's insane. And that proved me you can actually make money online. Now, to be completely honest with you, with that business model, we lost thousands of dollars, and we only made one single sale. And that's why I'm telling you that not every business opportunity is equal. Because for example, if you wanted to sell physical products like we did with dropshipping, your profit margins would be extremely thin, 5 to 20% at most. And even if you did manage to be successful with your dropshipping store, you would need to constantly close down your store and reopen another based on a completely different trend. So you never benefit from the compound effect because you never build a real brand with a loyal customer base. So it's pretty high risk and you get low profit margins. So if you made $10,000 per month in revenue with your dropshipping business, you would only keep $500 up to $2,000 at most. So it's really not that much money compared to what you made initially. And remember, in business, what matters, it's what you keep, not what you make. If you make $1 million, but you only keep $10,000, what's the point? I'd much rather make $100,000 and keep $100,000. Which is why instead, the most profitable business that you can start is to sell services or coaching. This is what we call consulting. The reason why this is the perfect business model is because we charge high ticket prices, anywhere from $1,000 to $5,000 per client. And of course, it depends on what you sell and who your market is. But with dropshipping, if you sell $50 products, you would need to convince hundreds of people to buy from you every month in order to make $10,000 per month. And that's very difficult to do. But when you sell services, not only do you charge a high ticket price, so with only a handful of customers, you could quit your job, go full-time, and have your life completely changed. You could travel and work from anywhere in the world. But on top of that, profit margins are extremely high. If you work on this without a team, you're a solopreneur, your profit margins can be as high as 98%, meaning you get to keep what you make, unlike with dropshipping or physical product-based businesses. And if you're selling a coaching offer, you can literally make a living doing exactly what you love. Now, I can't really go too in-depth in this video, otherwise it's going to be 5 hours long. I'm not kidding you because there's so much that goes into it. But in order to help you, I've recorded a free video in which I'm going to share with you everything I do step by step to make upwards of $1,000 per day, most of it being profit with my own consulting business. And I'm also going to reveal the only 3 activities you need to focus on doing if you want to make serious money. I will leave the link in the description below, or you can also directly apply to book a call with me or my team, and we'll see if we can help you to build your business. So now that you have a goal, you know why you want to make $10,000 per month. You also have the best business model to start your business. Now it's time to get to work, which is why the next step is to lock in and put in the work. The quicker you want to get results, the more you're going to need to do in a short time frame, which is why we want you to remove all distractions. It's like if you had to run to go home and you had to run 5 kilometers, you couldn't use a bus, you couldn't use a taxi, you couldn't use a plane, anything. You had to walk or run. If you wanted to go home faster, your only option would be to run faster. And so right now, if you want to make money faster, you need to do more of the work faster. And that's why removing all distractions is essential. But the problem is that when you try to figure everything out on your own, instead of working with a mentor, you are going to waste months, if not years of your life, and thousands of dollars invested in the wrong opportunities. But on top of that, you don't have a proven step-by-step process to follow. So you won't know what to do. And when you get stuck, when you make mistakes, which will inevitably happen, you will not know how to correct that mistake. You might not even realize you're making a huge mistake in the first place because you're alone. And I know it can be very scary to invest in yourself, but a few years ago I did that. I spent all my money, but it was well worth it because I made a 100x return on my investment because I applied the strategies I was taught, and nowadays it's what I'm using to this day, and it makes me so much money, it's insane. So remember, the shorter the time frame, the harder the intensity. And then I really invite you to just focus on yourself and to stop like scrolling on Instagram or TikTok and looking at other people's lives, because you want to be focusing on you. On social media, it's really a game of appearances. I only post pictures of the nice stuff on Instagram. You won't find a picture of me taking a shit in the bathroom because nobody wants to see that. And on social media, you have no idea what's real and what's not, especially on platforms like Instagram or TikTok. And at the end of the day, your own journey is unique, so it's no use comparing it to somebody else. In the past, I used to be so fixated on other people's success stories. I would look at other people's numbers because I wanted to see what I could accomplish based on what other people have accomplished. But it's stupid, because you can accomplish more. Just because somebody failed doesn't mean you can't succeed. Or just because somebody made X amount of money in X amount of time doesn't mean you can't do better than them. Because if you think like that, if you base your results on other people's results, you're always going to limit yourself, and you're always going to end up making less than what you could, because you let the stories of others limit you instead of focusing on yourself and just doing the impossible, making the extraordinary happen. So am I saying you will make $10,000 per month in 30 days guaranteed? Not necessarily, because I don't control your work ethic. There's plenty of factors I do not control. However, there's no law in this universe that tells you you cannot make $10,000 per month in 30 days or 90 days. There is no law in the universe that prevents you from physically making it happen. But most people will not get there because they try to figure out everything on their own and they have no clue what to do, and they let their fears and their doubts hold them back, and that's why most people fail, or they don't even get started. The next thing I would like to share with you is that you have to start doing the things you're not used to doing, because I can tell you for a fact that right now, everything that you're dreaming of in life, everything that you want, it's on the other side of the work you fear doing. So to give you an example, when I wanted to build my first successful consulting offer around 2022, the problem is that at the time I was so anxious I couldn't even leave my parents' house to go for a walk in the neighborhood because of traumatic events from my past. So I was really struggling with a lot of anxiety. I was also too scared to pick up the phone and to call a hairdresser to book an appointment. I was also too scared to just do anything really. So when came the time to go out there and to find potential customers, I couldn't do it because I was paralyzed. And so for days, for months, I was just procrastinating. I would tell myself, okay, you know what? Tomorrow I'm gonna wake up early, do the work, and that's it. I will have no excuses. But then I would wake up the next day and go on streaming websites because I couldn't even afford Netflix at the time to watch movies in 2x speed because I felt like I was procrastinating less. I mean, that's a whole load of bullshit, instead of putting in the work because I was afraid. That's the truth. And so for 7 months, I fell victim to my fears and to my doubts and to my anxieties, and I literally made no fucking progress because I listened to my brain. But then at some point, the pain of my current situation, not making any money, while at the same time being extremely ambitious, it made me like so angry, so frustrated, and so depressed. I told myself, you know what? Fear is ruining my life. It's preventing me from making my dreams happen. I cannot stay like this any longer. So what I decided to do is that I grabbed a piece of paper and a pen and I made a list of everything I was afraid to do. And then every single day, I forced myself to do at least one thing I was afraid to do. So the first thing I did is to grab my running shoes and to force myself to go outside for a walk. And then I do it and I realized like I had nothing to be afraid of. Nothing bad happened to me. But my brain managed to make me procrastinate doing that for months because of imaginary fears and worries. 99% of the time, your brain is going to imagine these worst case scenarios, but then they will never actually happen. So do not let imaginary problems hold you back, because if you do, unfortunately, you will never become successful. Now finally, something I'd like to share with you is that you need to celebrate all of your victories. Who cares if you manage to get to $4,000 per month instead of $10,000 per month? It doesn't mean you have to stay there, that you can't grow more, obviously not. But it's actually pretty crazy, because if you think about it, you make $4,000 per month remotely with just a laptop and a steady internet connection. You are free. Most people will never experience this. So any bit of progress that you have, you get your first client, your first meeting, anything, celebrate it, because all of these small wins, they lead to the big wins. And you have to understand that every business owner, before they made $100K, before they made $1 million, they made $1,000, $2,000, $4,000. So it's all a step-by-step process. So celebrate all of your victories because you deserve it. You put in the work, you got the reward. It's worth remembering. Now look, you need to make a choice now. You can keep watching YouTube videos, but let's be honest, doing this will not make you more money because you're not taking action. But if you are part of that minority of ambitious individuals who's committed to building your business so you can become financially free, I invite you to check out the free resources in the description below, or to directly apply to book a call with me or my team, and we'll see if we can help you to build your business. With that being said, if you found this video helpful, share it with a friend, and together, let's blow up this YouTube channel to empower more ambitious individuals to become financially free. And when we get to 100,000 subs, as a thank you, I will be giving away $10,000.